This is Algebra 1, Lesson 2-6, number of solutions. Today's date is Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. This is going to be a much quicker video because the original video today failed due to internet issues. I need to record a clean version of this. So there's going to be no student participation. Here we go. Objective: determine whether an equation has no solutions, one solution, or infinite solutions. Sometimes this is zero solutions. Whoa, what happened there? Zero solutions. Sometimes, well, that's obviously one solution. And infinite solutions sometimes is using the symbol infinity, which looks like an 8 on its side. So one solution, after you solve your normal equation, like if I solve this equation, I boil it down, it gets into this form where it's x, or whatever your variable is equal to some number. And this is what we've seen before, so this is not new, this is review. And I've taken the liberty of doing example 1, 2, and 3 for you. In fact, I can zoom out here if you need to copy down all the notes if you're following for the video. Let me fit to page. There it is. Go ahead and pause it. But take a look at example 1, 2, and 3. I've solved these for you so you can see what they look like, and then I want you to solve 4, 5, and 6 to practice. All right, but let's go ahead and zoom back in here. Fit width. So these equations, what am I doing to get from step 1 to step 2? Just so that you're following, I'm distributing the 2 into the 3x and 2 into the negative 7 to get 6x minus 14. The right hand side is not changed. And then you can see my work. I'm subtracting 3x on both sides to get our new equation. 3x minus 14 is equal to negative 20. I know I'm going fast, but hopefully you can pause me if you ever need to catch up. I'm adding 14 to both sides, so I get 3x is equal to 6. Then I divide both sides by 3 to get x is equal to negative 2, and then I should box that work. Although that isn't really the answer. It's not asking me really anything, but the questions are usually asking how many solutions are there, and then the answer that you want to write here is that there is one solution. And what is that solution? The solution is x is equal to negative 2. Okay, let's see something new, an infinite number of solutions. After solving, you get a form similar to, you can have something like 1 is equal to 1. Ooh, that's not 1. 1 is equal to 1. 0 equals 0. X equals x. It's anything that is equal to itself. So you want the same thing on the left and the same thing on the right. If that ever happens, that means you have an infinite number of solutions. And as I said before, that symbol is infinity. An infinite number of solutions. So notice that the left-hand side here is still the same. It's still 2 times the quantity of 3x minus 7, just like it was before. So my first step is the same, where I distribute the 2 into the 3x, 2 into the negative 7 to get 6x minus 14. But look, I mean, I can stop the problem right here. I didn't have to go any further. Look, 6x is equal to 14, or 6x minus 14 on the left, 6x minus 14 on the right. Just right here, I could have stopped the problem and said, oh, there's an infinite number of solutions, infinite solutions. But maybe you didn't see that. Maybe you're like, okay, well, I think I'm just going to keep trying to solve. So I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides, and I get negative 14 is equal to negative 14 because those both cancel each other out. And maybe you can say that there's an infinite number of solutions at this step. You don't have to keep going, but if you wanted to keep going, I guess you could also add 14 to both sides, add 14 to both sides, and you get 0 is equal to 0, which again, the same thing is on the left and right. No matter what step you see where the same thing is on the left and right, that is an infinite number of solutions. Not only is it infinite, but it is literally any number that you want to plug in here and it will work. For example, I can just plug in 0, you can plug in 1, you can plug in 5. I'm going to do 0 because it's nice and easy, just to show that this works. So if I do 2 times 3 times 0, so let me write out all of my work. If I do 2 times 3 times 0 minus 7, that is on the left. What about the right? This is going to be 6 times 0 minus 14. This should work. If it works, the left side and the right side will be the same number, which it always will be because we've mathematically solved it. But here you go. 0 times 3 is 0, so I have 2 times negative 7. And on the right-hand side, 6 times 0 is negative 14. Negative 14. And negative 14 is indeed equal to negative 14, so you can give yourself a check. I check my work. Yes, that is a solution. 0 is a solution. 1 is a solution. Pi is a solution. Everything is a solution because there are an infinite number of solutions. What about no solutions? So after solving, you'll get a form similar to something that is impossible, like 1 is equal to 0 or 2 is equal to 13, just something that is impossible. So I'll write the words impossible, impossible. And I'll also say this note. There's no more variable, or the variable is gone, is missing. I'll say missing. It's whenever you have just a number on the left and a number on the right where the numbers are not the same numbers. Again, I have the same setup where the left-hand side is the same. So again, I'm going to distribute the 2 into the 3x and the 2 into the negative 7. I get 6x minus 14. The right-hand side I did change, though. And notice that I have 6x minus 14 is equal to 6x minus 20. And you can probably skip ahead. Again, these problems you don't have to solve all the way to the bottom. If you can look ahead and say, oh, look, those are eventually going to cancel out the 6x and 6x, and I'm eventually going to have negative 14 equal to negative 20, just looking ahead down to this step down here, right? If you can look ahead, you can say, oh, right at this step, I see ahead, and yeah, there's no solutions, 0 solutions. But again, if you wanted to keep going, you could. Subtract 6x from both sides, and hey, a number on the left is equal to a number on the right. Negative 14 is indeed equal to negative 20, and you can call it right here. You can say, yeah, that's 0 solutions as well. And we really should be boxing our work. Whenever I say 0 solutions, that's the question that needs to be answered, so I should box that. Yeah, number on the left, that doesn't equal the number on the right. That's no solutions. No matter what value of x I try plugging in, 1, 2, pi, 100, 1,000, none of those will work. There are no solutions. All right, so now I want you to try these. So boil these down, use your normal rules of algebra to try to solve these, distribute, go ahead and subtract y's and stuff from both sides, solve these, and tell me how many solutions they have. Notice that the question isn't solve for y, it's how many solutions does this have? So please pause the video now, try it on your own. Okay, now that you've unpaused and you've tried example 4 at least, I'm going to go ahead and do this problem with you. 4 is going to be distributed into, or the negative 4, sorry, is going to be distributed into the 6y minus 3. So I get negative 24y plus 12. Again, positive 12 because a negative times a negative is a positive. The right-hand side I can simplify because my like terms are negative 10 and negative 14, or negative 10y and negative 14y. If I add them together, I get negative 24y. They're going the same direction. They're both negative. I still have the plus 12. I'll copy that down as well. And I'm done. Look at this. Look at the left side. Negative 24y plus 12. Look at the right side. Negative 24y plus 12. Done. And what is the answer? The same thing when I have the left side and the right side of the equal sign. The same expression. This is an infinite number of solutions. And I can box my work, box my answer. Infinite solutions. Again, if you wanted to continue this down, you could. You could say, okay, I'm going to add 24y to both sides. I'm going to add 24y to both sides. And if I do that, I get 12 is equal to 12. Oh, and then hopefully you now see it by now. That sounds weird to say out loud. Yeah, the same thing is on the left and the right. Infinite number of solutions. What about example number 5? Again, I want to go ahead and distribute the 6 into the 8. 6 into the negative 4w. And I should say here, if you haven't tried this problem on your own, do it now. Don't let me do it for you. You learn math best by doing math, not by watching me do math. I know what I'm doing, and I go fast because I've done this problem many, many times. So pause. Do this on your own. Okay, now that you've actually tried it on your own, you've unpaused. This is how you do it. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times negative 4w is negative 24w. On the right-hand side, again, distributing the 2 into the negative 12w in the positive 4, I get negative 24w plus 8. I see negative 24w on the left and the right, and I see 48 on the left and 8 on the right. I can see ahead that this is going to be no solutions because eventually I'm going to cancel out this 24w, the negative 24w on both sides, and I'm going to be left with a different number on the left and the right with no variables. But just to show you my work, I'm going to go ahead and do plus 24w plus 24w, and when I do that, I have 48 on the left-hand side of the equal sign, and on the right-hand side of the equal sign, I have 8. A number on the left equals a different number on the right. That is the definition of no solutions, 0 solutions. And that's the question, how many solutions are there? So we're going to box that answer. And then finally, for example 6, you've seen this one before, but just to give you guys a reminder, if I have this equation, again, pause the video, try it on your own if you haven't done so already. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides to get the variables on one side and the non-variables, or the constants, on the other. So the 2x cancels out. I'm left with 2x on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, that's 86. Divide both sides by 2. Next step in yellow, divide by 2, divide by 2, and the 2's cancel out. So I'm left with x on the left, and on the right-hand side, 43. And I don't box this. I mean, yes, that the answer is 43, but the question is how many solutions are there? And the answer is 1 solution. And if I asked you what is that solution, the answer is 40. X is equal to 43. That concludes notes for Algebra 1, Lesson 2-6. Thank you.